In this video, we'll be going over the Earned Income Worksheet, which taxpayers will use if required while filing and completing Schedule 8812, which is used to claim the child tax credit, the additional child tax credit, and the credit for other dependents. So generally speaking, uh, if if it's required on either Worksheet B or in line 18A of the Schedule 8812 itself, you might be directed to this section. You can find this exact verbiage in the IRS form instructions for Schedule 8812. So again, if you're directed by line 18A or by the credit limit worksheet B, then you might need to complete this. So we'll start at the top, and you'll see that I've kind of annotated in blue kind of the main points, the pays and line items that you'll need to look for. So if something doesn't apply to you, you can just skip that line. In line 1A, you'll enter the amount from line 1Z of your Form 1040, 1040SR, or 1040NR. This appears to be basically your wage income plus a lot of other different types of compensation. So like employee qualified adoption expenses, right, provided by an employer, things of that nature. So line 1Z of your Form 1040 or related form, and then in line 1B of the schedule or the worksheet, you'll enter any non-taxable combat pay. This would either be reported in line 1I of your Form 1040, which is not included in the 1Z number, or you would see it in Form W2, Box 12 with the code Q. And so if there's any non-taxable combat pay, enter that in the line 1B. You'll also enter this amount on the schedule itself in line 18B. So if you're filing Schedule C, F, or SE for self-employment, or if you received a Schedule K1, then you need to complete Section 2 or lines 2A through 2E. If you didn't schedule or file any of those schedules, then you can go directly to line E. Under line 2, you'll enter statutory employee income reported on line 1 of Schedule C, that's in 2A. You'll enter any net profit or loss from Schedule C and from Schedule K1 other than farming. So reduce any of these K1 amounts as described in the instructions for completing Schedule SE and the partner's instructions for Schedule K1. So don't include statutory employee income or any other amounts that are automatically exempted from self-employment tax. And for options and commodities traders, dealers, you must add any gain or subtract any loss from Section 1256 contracts or related property that you incurred in the normal course of dealing or trading. In line 2C, enter any farm-related profit or loss from Schedule F and from farm partnerships. You'll find those in Schedule K1, Box 14, with a code A. Reduce any Schedule K1 amounts as described in the instructions for completing Schedule SE. Do not include any amounts that are exempt from self-employment tax. In line 2D, if you use the farm optional method to figure net earnings from self-employment, enter the amount from Schedule SE line 15. Otherwise, skip this line and just bring the line 2C number down to 2E. If line 2C is a profit, then enter the smaller of either 2C or 2D. If line 2C is a loss, then enter the loss from line 2C. In line 3, you'll combine lines 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, and 2E. If it's 0 or less, then stop. You can enter 0 on line 3 of the credit limit worksheet B or line 18A of Schedule 8812, whichever one is applicable. For line 4, you'll enter the Medicaid waiver payment amounts that you excluded from income on Schedule 1, line 8S, unless you chose to include those amounts in your earned income. If you and your spouse both receive Medicaid waiver payments during the year, then you can both make different choices about including the full amounts of your payments in your earned income. If that's not applicable, then go to line 5, where you'll enter the amount from Schedule 1, line 15. And finally, in line 6, you'll add lines 4 and 5. In line 7, you'll subtract line 6 from the line 3 number above. If you came from the credit limit worksheet, you'll enter this amount on line 3. If you came from line 18A of Schedule 8812, you'll enter that in line 18A of the schedule, and then you'll proceed accordingly. If you came from credit limit worksheet B, then you can go on to complete credit limit worksheet B, which you'll then need to complete credit limit worksheet A before you can go through Schedule 8812. If you're simply going on line 18A of Schedule 8812, then you are closer to being finished because you're in Part 2A. You can simply go on to complete Part 2A, if applicable, Part 2B, and then report your additional child tax credit on line or in Part 2C. That's all we have for this video. For more information, we've written about this specific worksheet and all the other related worksheets in our article. You can find them on our website. Simply go to teachmepersonalfinance.com, type in Schedule 8812 in the search bar, and you'll see the article, in-depth article about the entire schedule and all 4 worksheets that are associated with it. If you like our article, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please post them in the show notes. Thank you very much.